Hello everyone, this is Hellession. Many of you watching probably already know the news, but for those uninformed, let me get through what exactly happened. For a long time I've been associated with QuizUp. QuizUp is a mobile game that was first released in 2013, which is when I started playing, but over the years it's really changed. Despite that, it has always survived and was available to everyone who wanted to play it. QuizUp is free, and you could always get onto it and start doing trivia. Speaking of which, QuizUp is a trivia game. You go ahead, select a topic, and then you look for a player, and then play real-time against another player in a trivia game against another person. The person who gets the most points by answering 7 questions out of a topic you chose gets to win. And that's a simple concept that made QuizUp break through because it has a massive, diverse collection of topics. On top of that, it is social. You can add people to friends, you can rematch, you can chat, and since 2.0, the controversial update, which lasts up to this day, every topic has a dedicated feed when everyone can post whatever the fuck they want. And cool, that's fine and dandy. In general, I have a shitload of criticism, but that's how QuizUp was, and despite all the horrible things that have been happening to it and how shit it has become, people still liked it. Now, despite the fact that I disliked the game, I was still closely associated with it. I made my own leaderboard replays, which is a service that runs alongside QuizUp and tracks its topics. I used to be a QuizUp moderator. I used to run different things like QuizUp challenges. I'm trying to make the QuizUp Awards 2020, so I have quite a bit of association with this game, which is why it's kind of important for me to cover what happened. Today at 7 AM my own time, or 5 AM UTC, there's been a new announcement made on QuizUp through the use of their banner system, which previously up to that point used to house the winners of Blitz quizzes that happened prior. What this basically means is that this comes from Glue directly, because no one else can make any kind of post there at all. This is just straight up comes from Glue. If you click on that image which says it's time to say goodbye, you'll be put into a help shift tab, which is basically a place where Glue housed a lot of frequently asked questions about QuizUp, and you could see an image Glue apparently made, which says that QuizUp is getting discontinued. At this point, it's not really clear what exactly discontinuation means. What I think it means is they would shut down all the servers, meaning you will be completely unable to access anything on QuizUp because QuizUp is an online service. On top of that, coupled with this announcement, another important part is the fact that they removed the game from the App Store already. What is interesting, however, is that they announced it as if it will happen in the future, but the announcement was only released today. This means that Glue probably didn't care that much to announce this, because they announced it after the effect took place, which is very weird indeed. Another thing that's suspicious is that even though the announcement says you can no longer make purchases in QuizUp, which is true, you can no longer spend any money, you can still watch ads and buy boosters. At least I think you can, because I clicked on rewarded ad and it gave me an ad, and it presumably gave me gems, and the option to buy boosters is still there. So I am not sure why exactly they disabled the ability to make purchases, because at the end of the day, they're still making money from the game until the 22nd of March. For players that will continue staying in the game until the actual discontinuation date, I suggest you observe the leaderboards of topics where people typically boost, because it will actually show that people who boost, they actually don't really spend money. They use several devices, or according to a hacker that once quite recently attacked QuizUp, said that they use virtual machines. So if they use virtual machines to farm ads, which farm gems, it shows that this change of disabling purchases won't stop these guys. The boosting will continue on going on. The only thing that will happen though is that elite tournaments will get fucked. They will be fucked so hard that no one will be able to get high scores anymore. Following the announcement, QuizUp's feeds have been incredibly active today. They have been full of posts, most of which were saying goodbye to the game, the others were shitting on Glue, and the rest being angry. In fact, there were a lot more players that were speaking out than I expected, honestly. I didn't expect there to be so many people behind the community of this game that's been dying for so long. Okay, you might be wondering what I think of this, and honestly, while this happening today did catch me by surprise, in general, I've been expecting this to happen for a very long time. QuizUp was milked very, very hard by Glue. Glue didn't care about QuizUp surviving, and obviously I'll have to talk a lot more about that in videos I'll make in the future, but in general, I didn't think Glue was here to give longevity to the game. Glue was here to get money. Glue was in the run just to get the money and nothing else. On top of that, I didn't really play the game anymore that much. In general, in fact, I think I've barely played it in the past year. The most I played was in November of 2020 when I rushed to play Minecraft. But even then, when I played, it was incredibly boring. I'm just not someone who would probably play it anymore. Despite that, I still respect QuizUp because even though I really disliked the attempt Plain Vanilla made in the past when they released 2.0 by trying to make QuizUp a social media and even like Tinder, I really disliked that, but still, the game was still playable. It's Glue who made it so bad, in my opinion. QuizUp isn't shit because it's QuizUp. QuizUp is shit because of its developers. In general, this event is bittersweet. Bitter because QuizUp has become so bad, and it's sad to see what it's become. Sweet because it's finally time to move on. All things that are good should come to an end, and QuizUp is no exception. QuizUp is something that has been in a lot of our lives, but it shouldn't be there forever. I don't think it's most healthy to form a relationship that you require a trivia game to be there all the time. Yes, it's good, but it shouldn't always happen. And in general, there's a lot more things to life than just a trivia game. I think everyone, well almost everyone, can move on from the game and find better things out there. Also, let me take a moment to address some of the things people have been saying. There have been some people who have been saying that they would be okay to pay a subscription fee to QuizUp to run and help run the services. They wanted to act sympathetic, thinking that Glue doesn't have the money to run the servers. But the thing is, Glue is a multi-million-dollar company. They have a shitload of money. They obviously have the resources to run QuizUp, and if they cared enough, they could make it good again. They could make QuizUp have a rebound. But no, they're not doing that because the management, or maybe the team, I think it could be the management. I think management is more responsible here. But the management doesn't give a shit. If anything, I actually think QuizUp could be made to make more money than it costs in its current stage. Even with this many people, which is not many at all, you could still make a profit from the game if you managed its resources properly. But Glue isn't. Glue doesn't give a shit. All they care about is good profits. I think they are shutting down the game either because they care too little or it's not making enough profit for them. That's just my opinion, by the way. It's all alleged. I'm not exactly sure. It's just what I think Glue is doing, looking at all of the things that are going on. One more thing is that people may be curious in what will happen to my QuizUp associated projects. I will cover one by one and talk about what will happen to each project. First of all, QuizUp integration on the core will no longer function if QuizUp shuts down. Leaderboard replays will continue running, and in fact, I will prolong any new leaderboard topic until the end of the life of QuizUp. So if you fund a topic right now for only 1 month, I will actually fund it until the end of QuizUp, unless something prevents it from being discontinued. When it comes to the QuizUp Awards 2020, they'll still happen. I'll still announce the winner because QuizUp will still be alive by then. And I think that's it for all the projects I'm making. By the way, there's also been some rumors going around that people could buy this game before it's shut down. People care so much that a lot of people are recommending to actually purchase QuizUp out of Glue Mobile before it goes away. The problem here is that whoever gets to buy this game needs to be an actually good person to the community, because from what I've heard, there is a community or entity, I would just say it's a team of players who want to buy the game. The thing is, the team of players is involved in doing things on QuizUp that I don't think many people will find likable, including myself. I don't like the stuff they're up to, and because of that, I'm very, very skeptical if it ever becomes their property. So we'll have to see what happens here, but in general, if a bad entity, or at least an entity I dislike or distrust, gets to purchase and acquire the game, I will probably drop ship from QuizUp as an individual. My services will probably still run, but myself, I'll be off the game. So yeah, QuizUp is done for. It's been a fun ride. I honestly, genuinely did not expect to meet so many different people for the game, but it happened. It happened out of a random game that I got my dad to recommend back in 2013. Either way, thank you everyone for watching the video. I'm not dropping QuizUp from this channel because I still want to try my best and make the QuizUp 2-part documentary on this channel in 2021. But either way, for now, it's not going to be very soon. So that's that. And this whole shutdown is just a sign for me to collect as much evidence as possible before the actual shutdown actually happens. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I'm sorry if it was kinda random because I didn't really follow a script. I just went with what I thought in my head and recorded it. Hopefully all of you can move on from QuizUp if you were really associated with it, because I just think that in general, forming such a strong bond that you can't exist without QuizUp is kinda unhealthy. Just my 2 cents. So I don't know. That's just how I think. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching once again, I guess you can subscribe if you're not subscribed for any future content. And have a good day.